Hey everyone, welcome to 2019. Getting old. I can't believe it's that year already. But today I'm going to talk to you about my 2019 financial goals. And I had mentioned I was going to make this video when I did my collab, the 2018 financial wins and fails. And there are quite a few other YouTubers that are also going to be making their financial goal list for the year and making a video about it. So it's not officially a collab, but I'm going to link in the description of this video to their channels, and we're going to talk about what the plans are for the year. So make sure you check those out, see what they're doing. For me, 2019 is going to be sort of a rebuilding year, and I can say that because for the first time since October 2017, I have full-time employment. And on top of that, I also am still working part-time, and I'm doing Lyft. So I do have somewhat of a solid financial situation for the first time in a very long time, where I can do more than just get by. I can actually work on some goals. Now, with that being said, there are some hurdles that I foresee on the horizon that will sort of throw a wrench into things if or when they happen. And after I talk about my goals, I am going to mention some of those. So the first thing that I need to do this year, the very first thing, is pay off that small credit card. If you guys remember, I got it about a year ago because I needed to do a repair to the car. And currently, the balance is around $877. Now, it's not really a lot of money, but it actually has a very high interest rate on it. So my payment is somewhere around, I think it's $28. I usually pay around $31, and almost $20, maybe $21 every month is interest. So literally every month I make my payment, I make about $10 difference. So the first goal is to just pay that off. However I need to do it. If I do the overtime for my new job, or if I do just basically anything I make from Lyft, but I'm going to pay that down, and I should have that paid down, honestly, now that I know that I have steady income coming in within, I'd say, 2 to 4 months, something like that. That's going to help my credit score a lot, and it's also going to help me save a little bit of money because I'm not getting eaten up with that 20 some dollars in interest every month. My second goal is sort of similar, and that is to pay my bigger credit card down to $2,000. Now, the reason that I'm not paying it off completely is because I don't think, with all of the other things that I have to make up for this year with putting money away and paying for things, I don't think that it's realistic to say I'm going to pay the entire thing off. I don't have the exact balance right here, but it's like $3,700 or $3,800 currently. So if I get it paid to $2,000, then that means I will have paid off a little over $1,800 this year. Obviously, that'll help with the finance charges. It'll help with my overall available credit and therefore help my credit score. So those are probably the two main goals. But there is a third goal, and I almost didn't include it in goals because it's something that I'm already doing. But it is just to basically hoard money. And what I mean by that is increase my savings to the emergency fund. That's the first part of it, and I've already done that. Now, what I was doing $1 per hour worked from my Whole Foods checks, but not from my Target checks. Now, with me quitting Target, I do only have one check that I'll get this year, which actually came in yesterday, and I haven't picked it up yet, from Target, but I will also do $1 per hour worked from that. Had I not got this new job, I would have been doing $1 per hour worked from both Whole Foods and Target. So this will end that with Target. With both of these, I'm doing $1 per hour worked to the emergency fund, and an additional $1 per hour worked to pay myself back for the period of time where I could not contribute. So essentially, I have it divided up in my mind differently, but it's $2 per hour worked from each paycheck, from full-time job, from Whole Foods, from Target. They're all going to go toward the emergency fund. So in effect, that's going to mean that roughly I'm going to be saving, let's say, $400 per month toward the emergency fund, which seems like a lot, and I'm happy about that. It means that I'm going to get up to my goal of $10,000 for the emergency fund really pretty quickly. I should have, if I continue this all year, should have about $4,000 to $5,000 in that account without making any additional contributions. It has about 300 and some dollars in there right now. Now, the other part of doing this, it's not just the emergency fund, it's also I can now freely contribute to retirement accounts. My full time job actually does not have one, and I didn't work enough hours at Target to start theirs. But what I do have is Whole Foods, and I did increase my contribution starting January 1st from 3% to 4%. Now, there is no match, but I will, have a little bit set aside. I need to be contributing, and also it helps my net worth. But the good thing about this is that for fiscal year 2016, 17, and 18, I had a distribution from a retirement account that I did not mean to take out. I missed the notice where they said they were closing it out, and they just sent me a check, and there wasn't anything I could do about it at that point. But that happened back in 2015, which meant that the following 3 years, that distribution counted against me for the retirement savings contribution credit on taxes. So not only did I pay 20% in tax up front, I paid a 10% tax penalty on taxes, and then that $549 or whatever it was counted against me for the next 3 years. Meaning that if I put money into retirement, only the amount over that was given to me as a credit. So 1 year I literally had $9 as a credit. But now that I'm past that, anything I put in retirement is going to be a credit for the following year's taxes. So that gives me a little bit of a break too, and a little bit more of an incentive to put some money away toward that. The other thing that I'm going to be putting money away to do is, I guess most people would call them sinking funds. I don't really follow that sort of plan, but I do have savings accounts that are set up for special things. I've got a car fund, moving fund. I'm also going to be contributing to those accounts and just sticking money in those, which are all in high interest savings accounts. So everything looks like it's going well, all right, but the thing is, there are a couple things that I am really, I guess I should say anxious. Not anxious in that I want them to happen, but anxious in that they probably will, and it's going to be something I have to deal with and cost a lot of money, and I'm stressed out about it. The first thing is I am still being sued over 2 of my defaulted student loans, and I don't know what exactly the issue is with that because the court still hasn't contacted me. I did get a paper in the mail maybe a month ago that the company suing me asked for an extension for the one that was filed a year and a half ago, and I think that was granted, but it was an extension of like 60 days. But still, I haven't received anything, and after speaking to my student loan attorney, the only thing that I can do is just wait until I get the summons, and then at that point she jumps into action and she's going to take care of it. It's a $1,000 retainer, and it's $500 a month for her services. But because of, and I don't want to like go into the whole story in this video, but because the company suing me is very shady, won't verify any of the information, has repeatedly violated the FDCPA, has lied to the CFPB, and sued me while being banned from suing people by the CFPB, and the sheer matter of the fact that they don't really have much of a case against me. And I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people in the comments saying, oh, well, yes, they do. Well, no, they don't. I mean, if you see the correspondence from them, that's pretty straightforward that they don't. The company has a history of suing people without having any evidence of having the loan. And then on top of that, my attorney's looked it over and she's agreed, yeah, no, they're just trying to front. Like, they're trying to scare you into paying when they don't have anything on you. So, that's kind of the situation. And because it's such an unscrupulous company, I definitely need to have representation for this. Worst case scenario, they win, and I have to find a way to make the payments. Um, Best case scenario, it gets thrown out of court, and those loans are uncollectible, and I not only don't have to pay them, but I don't even have to discharge them and pay the taxes on that. So I have a feeling, just because it's gone clear back to October of 2017, that at some point this year they're finally going to contact me, and I'm going to have to move forward and pay that attorney. So that is definitely one thing I'm not looking forward to, but at the same time I don't want to avoid it. I do think legally I kind of have the better argument to be presented in court, so I absolutely have to have that argument there presented, and not just be cheap like I normally am and not spend money. Just, yeah. So this is a time that I really have to spend money. Now, on top of that, I am going to have some increased medical expenses this year. Starting February 1st, I will have insurance for the first time in a year and a half or something like that. And even when I had insurance, I really couldn't afford to go to the doctor. But I do have very low deductibles now. So it's like $25 for general practitioner and $45 for a specialist. So I've got a lot of work to catch up on. A lot of it is dental work, but I mean, guys, I haven't been to a checkup in probably 15 or 20 years. I probably need to get that done and see if there's anything going on. So that's part of my plan for this year, is just to try to get myself caught up and in shape. And I think that's a pretty sound investment to make sure that everything with me is going all right. And the third thing is that my loan payments are going to increase this year. And I say that because for the last really almost 3 years, I've been on what Navient calls their rate reduction program. And they lower the interest rate a little bit, and they give you lower payments. Well, the problem is, while I've kept current with that, the problem is it's income-based. And now that I'm not only working a full-time job, but I'm working 2 part-time jobs on top of that, my income just increased very significantly. So because of that, my loan payments are going to go up to the regular amount. And that might happen as early as about 2 months out from now. I don't know the actual payment amount. I think it's about $100 more than I pay right now. And in a way, I'm excited, because I'm like, all right, I can start making actual progress to the loans because I'm going to be making the full payment amount. But on the other hand, I know they're also going to raise the interest rate. So I may not make any actual progress at all and just be paying more every month. So that might be the way that happens. And then with my Great Lakes loans, which are my federal student loans, I am on an income-based repayment plan with them, and my income has been low enough that I qualify for a $0 monthly payment. So in addition to what I'm paying now, which is the one payment on the 15th of every month that goes to Navient for those 2 loans, I'm also going to have a payment coming from Great Lakes. I don't have any clue how much it'll be. I have a feeling it'll probably be $100 or under, but that's just based on what it's been in the past. So I can still do income-based repayment, because I think if I paid the full amount there, it would be like $400 and some dollars a month. And I don't think there's ever going to be a point in time where I'm going to be able to handle that. But they've been really good with me about working on payment plans, so I'm not worried about that one. So that's where things are for the year. I'm very optimistic, but I'm also just acknowledging that at any time down the road, something could go haywire. I listed out the things that are probably going to happen. Those are all probably going to happen this year, and I'll make the best of it, and I'll make adjustments to try to make it work when it happens. But as of right now, everything is going good, and I'm going to have a lot more contributions to savings. I'm gonna get the credit card paid down, and I'm gonna get the car fixed. So that's my big announcement. As of yesterday, I have the money to get everything fixed on the car. So that is gonna save me, if nothing else, a lot of commute time and make my life so much easier. So anyway, guys, I have tons of videos coming out in January, or at least being filmed in January, and I hope I can get them uploaded. With my transportation and me working 3 jobs, and with me not having internet at home to upload and edit, it has been a challenge to get these up there. But I can tell you on the 15th, which is 3 days from me recording this video, I will have another collab going live, and I hope to have at least 2, maybe 3 more videos coming up in January. So look forward to those. If you haven't subscribed already, make sure you subscribe below so you can get notifications when that comes in. And thank you to all the new subscribers. I don't know if you're coming over from collabs or if you're just coming across my channel, but I do really appreciate it. You guys definitely are helping me out of my whole financial rut here, and I definitely appreciate it. Thank you guys again. And if you have any comments, any suggestions on how I might be able to face some of the challenges that I'm facing this year, let me know in the comments, and let me know some of the ones that you're facing. And just look out for that video on the 15th.